Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. I pay homage to the triple gem, and then my homage at the feet of Badabantaji, and also I pay homage to the Kasav Bantaji and all other Bhikkhu Sangha here, and Samanera, Anagarika, and then dear devotees, as well as the devotees and on the online. Once again, it is very good opportunity and very good privilege for us to listen to the Dhamma and discuss about the Dhamma, because there are many facts about the teaching of the Buddha which has left by the Buddha. The only thing is that we have to follow. This is the only thing we have to practice, we have to follow, and we have to study. And this is all left for us only. There are many teaching, more than 84,000 Dhamma teaching given by the Buddha and his disciple. So today, I would like to give you the fourth summary of the Dhamma, which is actually actual and factual in our life. This four summary of the Dhamma are discussed among Ratthapala Bhante and then King Kauravya. Kauravya has a little, King Kauravya, he has a little doubt regarding the monk's life, regarding the Anagarika life, the people who go leaving the home to the homeless life. So he has a very little doubt about them, because he used to think that there are many, sages and ascetic who go for the homeless life just to avoid, just they have gone the four losses in their life. And what are they? Maybe they are old, maybe they are sick, or maybe they are poor, or maybe they have no relatives. Because of these four losses, maybe somebody go to the jungle and become ascetic or homeless one, like that. The King Kauravya, he used to think that. But he has a very high regard for the Ratthapala Bhante, because he was very wise and intelligent and very erudite monk. So it so happened that one day the king, on the Ratthapala Bhante, he was doing meditation in the garden of the king. He happened to be there. The king heard about the Ratthapala's presence. So he came to meet with Ratthapala Bhante. But what happened at that time, the king asked Ratthapala Bhante about, you see, Bhante, there are four losses. Because of that losses, someone shave off the hair and done a yellow robe, and then they leave their family life and goes to homeless life and become ascetic like that. Then the Ratthapala Bhante, who was there, he asked, what are the four losses? Bhante, I have seen there are many ascetic in my life. There are ascetic, that some ascetic, they become there are some people after becoming old, because when they become old, they are advanced in year, they are near to death, so they cannot walk properly, they cannot speak properly, and they cannot even earn the money. So in these situations, to avoid all these things, they go for the homeless life to gain the respect from the people. I have seen those people, oh Ratapalabante, like that. And then second loss is, what is that? The second losses is there are people who are sick, feeble. So and then out of sickness, they cannot even earn the money, and they cannot multiply the money, wealth they already have. So they are totally going to the losses. So to avoid these losses also, there are some people who go to the homeless life and wear the yellow robe to avoid all these things. And the third loss is there are people I have seen Ratapalabante, and that there are so many poor people, no money, no food to eat. So to gain respect out of this thing, also this thought, they go and become a monk. So to avoid all these things, poverty, no food, all this to avoid, they become an ascetic, sadhu. And there are fourth losses. There are some people when they don't have any friends, relatives, family members. So out of loneliness, they also become a ascetic. I have seen all these four losses, Ratapala Bante. But for the Ratapala, he was totally against about all these four losses. First of all, he was very rich by background. He was the only son of a banker. In the time of there was a village named Thulakutita. At that village, he was the only son of a banker. He was very rich. And then Ratapala became a monk at the young age. And then Ratapala Bante have a very great number of relatives also. And Ratapala is not a poor actually. So the king asked this Ratapala Bante, you don't have the losses of age. You are not old. You have a very black hair still now. You are in a prime of your life. You can do whatever you like. And also you are not a poor by background, and your father and mother have a very vast wealth, lots of wealth, which are stashed away. And then Ratapala have a large number of relatives, all are rich. And then Ratapala have a very so all this you have, though you have not gone through these all four losses, why you become ascetic, why you become a monk? What have you seen? What you have heard, and what you have known? Like that, the King Kauravya asked the Ratapala Bante. Then the Ratapala Bante said, it is not like that. There are four summary of Dhamma, actually reality of our life. Dhamma means reality. Reality in the sense with our life, connected with our life. We can follow, we can practice, and we have to understand it. And what is the fourth summary of the Dhamma? The Ratapala said in the Ratapala Sutta, The Ratthapala Bhante said the first one is any world is unstable, it's swept away. So this is the first summary of the Dhamma. And then second one is any world has no shelter, no protector. So this is the second summary of the Dhamma, second summary of the truth of our life. And then third one is any world has nothing of its own. We have to pass on, leaving everything behind. And last one is any world, and this world is insufficient, incomplete, insatiable, and slave to the craving. So here, world means we have to understand as our life, not this world, not this globe. The world is inside you, thinking, seeing, hearing. These are the world. So here, the king was a little bit difficult to understand this. Then the King Kauravya asked Ratthapala Bhante, Bhanteji, you said that the animal is unstable, it's swept away. How should I understand this? Then the Ratthapala Bhante gave a very good example to understand this, because here world means life, understand this, okay? Let us see ourselves. The Ratthapala Bhante said that, okay, Your Majesty, when you were 20 years, 25 years, how was your life? Are you strong, sturdy, or strong in the thigh, or can you, fight with any other people? And you are very good. Are you expert in riding horse, chariot, and all this? Are you not expert in using the swords like that? The Ratthapala Bhante asked. Yes. I was very expert. Then the Raja Kauravya said, yes, I was very expert at that time. I was expert in riding horse. I was expert charioteer. I was expert in riding elephant. All these kinds of. I was expert in everything. Sometimes I used to think that if I have a super normal power, I can win everything. I can defeat everyone who comes in front of me. The King Kauravya said like that. Then Ratthapala again asked, are you now strong enough now? Do you have a strong thigh, strong arm, sturdy, everything? Can you win the battle by yourself? Then King said, no, I'm not strong now. Now I'm already advanced in a year. Now I have only few years to end my life. In reference to that, then Ratthapala Bhante said, in reference to that, the Buddha said, life is unstable. It's swept away and it is impermanent. Even in the Dhammapada also, there is one gatha, acharitva brahmacharyam aladda yubbanedanam. For to lead the brahmachari life also, we can make effort when we are strong, when we are young. Even in the outside life also, when you are young, when you have a power, when you have a strength, that is the only time to acquire the wealth. When you become old, you can't do anything. Acharita brahmacharya alada yobbane danam. Jinnanko chavajayanti khinamacheva pallale. What will happen when you become old? There is one crane standing on one leg. Though it sees the fishes inside the pond, but the crane cannot catch the fish. Why? because the crane doesn't have a strength to catch the fish. So also, when we are young, when we have a strong strength in our body, outside life we have to acquire the wealth, and spiritually also we can do so many things like meditation, this and that. But when you become old, you have so many kinds of pain in your body, leg pain, body pain, this pain, that pain, and mentally unstable. All this happen. So there is one saying, when you are young, you are a Superman. Huh? Superman means you can walk, you can go, you can do everything. When we are young, when we have a strength in our body. So after 10 years, we become a gentleman. Gentleman in the sense, we get married and we have to think about the family future, family wealth. So he becomes something like a gentleman. So he cannot run here and there like that. So after 20 years, again, he will become a watchman. Watchman in the sense, he produced 1 or 2 children. He has to look after the small children, like a watchman sitting in the gate, coming and going people, he has to watch them. So also we become after 20 years like a watchman, we have to look after our children. So after 40 years, we become Spider-Man. Spider-Man in the sense, the spider, it spread its web here and there. So also our life become, we become grandfather. So so many grandsons, grandchildren, so spreading here and there, he has to watch everything there. And after 50 years, bedman, we have to sleep on the bed only. Sleeping in the bed, cannot walk here and there, just thinking about his life. And after 60 years, deathman, in our life. So this is the, reality of our life. We have to understand this. So our life very quickly swept away. We have to understand this. The main reason of telling this, the world is unstable, it's swept away. This is the reason of telling the Buddha. But Ratthapala Bhante, though young, he has seen, known, and heard from the Buddha. That's why he left the home. He became a monk, and he became Arahant also. And the next truth is, any world has no shelter and no protector. The King Kauravya, he was very astonished by hear this. Oh, Ratthapala Bhante, I have a cavalry, I have a chariot, I have everything to protect our country. But Bhanteji said, we don't have any protector, we don't have any shelter. How the meaning should I understood all this? Then to understand this, the Ratthapala Bhante said to the king and asked him the questions. What are you thinking? Do you have any chronic ailments or disease like that? Do you have any disease? Then the king said, yes, I have a disease. I have wind ailments. When I get a wind, I get some kinds of, disease, some kinds of boils in my body, like that, the king said. But when I go to the bed and sleep there, my relatives, my kinsmen, my friends, my minister, all these come and sit beside my bed, and they're telling, oh, our king is going to die, like that. But at that moment, the Ratthapala Bhante asked the king, can you ask your relatives that, oh, my friends and relatives, can you share my sickness with you all? Can you take this element so that I can, so that I may feel less pain? Then the king said, no. I have to I have to get that pain myself only. I cannot share with anyone. In that sense, the Buddha said, the world has no shelter, no protector. You are your own protector. So like that, the Buddha said. So the third truth is, though there is nothing we can own, and one has to leave everything leaving behind. Then the king again, he was astonished and very surprised to hear this. How, oh Bante, I have a lots of wealth stashed away behind, buried, so many gold, so many silver, so many diamonds I have. And till the Bante is saying that we cannot own anything. We have to leave everything behind. How the meaning I have to understand this? Should we understand this statement? Then Rathabala said to the king, no, king, not like that. You have to understand the reality. Okay, now you have all kinds of enjoyments, all kinds of sensuality. You have 5 kinds of, you hear good songs, and you eat very good food, and you have everything to enjoy. But are you sure that the coming life in the future, you will enjoy the same thing and you will be king as today? Then the king little bit surprised and said, no, not like that. I'm not sure. I have to leave this everything behind. And I'm not sure that I will become king again. I'm not sure this. I have to leave behind and somebody will come and take over this wealth. So this is the reality, and this is in this reference the Buddha said the world we cannot own anything, we have to leave everything behind. Because whatever we do, whatever we say, the only good things only it will go with us. And nothing will go, no property, nothing. No family, no relatives. They can only come beside your bed and cry, and they can send up until to the crematorium ground. That's all. The Buddha said that Attanava katang papang attana sankilisate. Attana akatang papang attanava visujjati. Suddhi ashuddhi pachattang nanyu anyang visodaye. What is this meaning? Because by ourselves only we do all kinds of evil deeds. And by ourselves, we have whatever evil deeds, akushala karma we have done, we have to get pain only. And then by ourselves, we can cease ourselves only by ourselves. We have to cease the wrong, whatever the akushala karma, we can stop it, we can seize it. Suddhi asuddhi pachatang nanyo anyang vishodaye. Suddhi asuddhi pachatang, the purity and impurity is totally depend on yourself only, depend on ourselves, myself. Nanyo anyang visodaye. There is nobody, no one who can come and purify for you. No one. So this is the third reality of our life. And then there is a fourth reality, last one is, the Buddha said, the Rathabala said to the king, the world is insufficient, incomplete, insatiable, the slave of craving. What is this? The king, because we are ordinary, we are Puthujana. When the Arahant people, when the Buddha, they said, we have a very limited panya, limited knowledge to receive this meaning. The king asked, what is the meaning of this? The Bante said the world is incomplete, insatiable, and slave to the craving. Then, with the example, the Rathabala Bante explained to the king, ask, what do you think, O king, when some trustee reliable and trustworthy person come to you and inform you that, oh, Majesty, I came from so and so country. There are so many infantry, cavalry, and chariot, ivory, diamond, and so many women, children, and so many young girls you can own as your wife. And when they come from the east and inform you about this, and oh king, you can easily conquer with your small army. And what will you do then? The king said, I will surely conquer that country. So when a person come from the east, west, north, south, and all these trustworthy people come and inform you that so and so country are rich, but they don't have a power of army, this and that. When they come and inform you that, what will you do? That surely I will go and conquer all this country. In this sense, the Buddha, in this reference, the Buddha said that the world has a slave to the craving. Of course, the Kauravya is already ruling a very big country, Kuru. So craving is not stopping there only. He crave more. He want to have the more country, more wife, more children, more wealth, more power. Craving have no ending. Na kahapanavassena titti kamesu vijjati appasada dukkha kama iti vinyaya pandito. There is no satisfying sensual desire even with the rain of golds, coins. As for sensual pleasures, gives little satisfactions but much pain, the Buddha said. But for the disciple of the Buddha, having understood all this, they go to the jungle and they practice meditations, and they become very firm in meditation and remove all kinds of greed, hatred, and delusion by seeing the danger of sensual pleasure. So this is the fourth reality. Then the king said, oh, great Ratthapala Bhanteji, it was very well expounded by you. Now I got to know the reality of our life, and whatever I have, this all are just impermanent. I have to go through this, and I have to, face all kinds of this suffering. And that's why, O Ratthapala Bhanteji, today for this kind Dhamma talk, I'm very, very grateful to you and very thankful to you. With this, the King Kauravya say very thankful words to the Ratthapala Bhanteji. Thank you, like that. So he bowed down 3 times and left from there. So here we have to understand all these things, and we also have to go through all these 4 kinds of summary of the Dhamma, because this is the actual, factual, and this with this 4, we also have to go through these 4 kinds of reality. So we have to understand this, and by understanding, we have to become king. We have to become our own protector. We have to clean ourselves, because the Buddha said, Shuddhi Ashuddhi Pachattang Nanyo Anyang Visodaye. The purity and impurity is totally depend on ourselves. There is no one who can come and purify for you. Normally, so many people, they believe in the God only, they believe in the Buddha, they believe in the Bhagwan only. So believing them, they left everything there only. But nobody in the world to practice by themselves. Very less people are there to practice by themselves. So understand this is the reality, and we can see within our life also, and we can see the people suffering, going through all this reality, going through all these losses. So seeing this, we have to understand. So with this for reality, I wish all of you to know, understand, and with this small Dhamma talk, I conclude here with metta chanting for you all. May you all be happy and well, and also progress on the path of Dhamma and progress on the spirituality, and ultimately attain to the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. May you all be happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you so much, Bhanteji, for your wonderful explanation of the four realities that one faces in daily life, and how we have to deal with these realities. Very good, very good. Few minutes. We have got any questions you have to ask? If you have any questions, you may ask. Yes. What is the importance of master in life?
Teachers.
Or teachers. They guide you. Masters, teachers. The role of teachers is to guide. Lord Buddha is the supreme teacher for all human beings, even devas, like that. Because tume hi kichang atapang akhataro tathagata. Lord Buddha said, you have to work. The teachers, the Tathagata, can guide you, can show you the path. So the importance of teachers is guidance. But one has to work oneself. Teachers can guide, encourage, clarify. They can do all those things when that is needed. If teacher is not needed, if you can manage yourself, then that is fine. But since we cannot manage ourselves, the ignorance is too deep. And so it's easier to get guidance and progress. But you cannot depend. The teacher will carry you to liberation. You have to work. They can guide, they can do all the help. They can give you a lot of metta, karuna, out of compassion. But that is also very important condition for our learning and practicing. So like that we can say teachers play a very important role for our practice. To be lost in the jungle of wrong views and ignorance, in the jungle of greed and hatred is very easy. From very crude situations, you come to more subtle levels. But at subtler levels also, Mara is waiting. Mara means defilements are waiting at subtle levels. So you need a good teacher to guide at those levels also. From crudest level to the subtlest level. Whenever you don't understand and manage yourself, then you take the guidance of the teacher. So in our lives, you can see how important it is. Huh? Very important. Any other question? Ignorantly and heedlessly, sometimes one commits, and how to come out of that guilt after understanding that that was wrong, then there's guilt feeling, and how to come out of that. That is very true. Ignorance, whenever there is ignorance, it makes you to do wrong things only. Ignorance will not make you to do good things, unwholesome things only. First of all, you understand that that was unwholesome very clearly. That is the first step. Understanding itself is wholesome. To understand wholesome as wholesome, unwholesome as unwholesome is right view. Lord Buddha says, no, in the Samadhi Sutta, and understand also why that was done, the causes, the roots. What was the root? You will see that it is either greed, hatred, or ignorance, one of the roots. And once you understand that was unwholesome, then you can tell to yourself, that was unwholesome, I will now leave it. I will not do it again. Go to your teachers or your parents or elders or friends or somebody whom you trust and ask for the kamapana, forgiveness. If you have done some wrong to the person, ask forgiveness to the person itself. Be bold enough, honest enough to say that I have done this wrong. I'm very sorry. I did it because of ignorance. So like that, you solve it, and then carrying this burden of guilt means unwholesome. When you think with this guilt feeling, that is another unwholesome manokamma, because you have a lot of dosa chitta arising. You are hating yourself, hating your action. So like that, dosa chitta is coming, dosa chitta. So identify, oh, this is dosa chitta. This guilt, dosa chitta. Feeling guilt is not worth, but changing the mind towards wisdom, changing the mind to betterment, not to do that again. That is more worth. So like that, you tell yourself and have compassion for yourself, and then say, okay, I will not do it again. Like that, you solve it. You leave it. Huh? So, little bit of shock, little bit of shame, fear is also important. Moral shame and fear are, of course, very important, these things. But guilt is unwholesome thoughts coming, hating oneself, feeling oneself very low. So, little bit shock to change our mind to understand is okay. But if you keep on thinking and worrying and getting depressed, that will lead you to more and more unwholesome. So you have to let go. You have to give up that guilt. Instead of that, in the place of guilt, you bring understanding, right understanding, wisdomful understanding, compassionate understanding towards yourself and others. So that will be wholesome chitta, wholesome mind, that will elevate you. And that wrong will become a lesson to understand and go further, higher. So like that, you can use that situation to progress and not to regress. Okay, one more. How do you effectively let go? So now, what is let go means what? It is not negligence. It is not like throwing a thing. Let go is wisdom. So for that, you have to understand, go to some basic truths. Again, what Panteji said, that everything changes. Everything is anicca. When everything is anicca, changing, holding something makes no sense. Okay? So now, for example, if you have this guilt feeling, bad feeling, you have to understand, look into it deeply. Don't try to run away. If you have bad feeling about somebody, look into it deeply. Sit down 5 minutes calmly and take that thought, why this is. This is impermanent. Huh? This is a thought of depression, a thought of anger, a thought of fear, whatever is there. You watch it, watch it. This is this. So ultimately you have to come back to Satipatthanas. If you see like that, then it is Chittanupassana, Satipatthana meditation. You have to come and see anicca. Huh? If it is with body or with feelings, huh? Sensations, or mind itself, mental object, bring it very closely in front of you consciously and observe it. Observe it as it is, without involving in it, without liking or disliking. Then you will see that it is, its nature is to come and go. So let go. It's already going. You have to just let go. When we hold on to it, then that is the problem. So like that, you do. So you can use some meditation techniques, observing the breath, observing the sensations, how you feel it. Observe. This is impermanent. Then it will pass away. It will pass away. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಖಾರಗಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಇದನ್ನ ಗುಣವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡಾಗ, ಇವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದನ್ನ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನ ಗುಣ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಚಟ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸತಿ, ಈ ಜಾಗೃತ ಭಾವ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆ. ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆದ್ರಿಂದ ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಶರೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಓ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸರಿನಾ? ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೋಪ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕೋಪ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೋಪ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಇದಾಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಪುಟ್ಟ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಸಿಡುಕುಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಕೋಪಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾನು ತೆಗೆದುಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಮನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಅದ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಓ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇವಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ ಆಗ ಅದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿತ್ತ ಇರೋದಿಕ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೋಪದ ಚಿತ್ತಗಳು ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಕೋಪಿಷ್ಟರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ನೀವು ಜಾಗೃತ ಭಾವ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡೋದಿಕ್ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆ ಕೋಪ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇದೆ, ಕೋಪ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಇದೆ, ಆ ತರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಕೋಪದ ಚಿತ್ತಗಳು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಈ ರೀತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಈ ಸಂಖಾರಗಳು ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ. ಅದು ಒಂದೇ ಸಾರಿ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಈ ಪದರಗಳಿಂದ ಆಗಿರೋ ಕಲ್ಲು ಬಂಡೆ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಹಾಗೆ ತೆಗಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. ಸತಿ ಪಣ್ಯ, ಸತಿ ಪಣ್ಯ, ಸತಿ ಸಂಪಜನ್ಯ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ. ಸತಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಗೃತ ಭಾವ, ಪಣ್ಯ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆ ಜಾಗೃತವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನ ಅನಿತ್ಯ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೂ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ದುಃಖವನ್ನ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ಅನರ್ಥ ನೋಡಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕೋದು ಕಷ್ಟ. ನೀವು ಅನಿತ್ಯ ನೋಡಿ, ಅನಿತ್ಯ ದುಃಖ ಅನರ್ಥ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಿಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೆಂಪ್ರರಿ ಆಗಿ ಸಪ್ರೆಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅನಿತ್ಯ ದುಃಖ ಅನರ್ಥ ಇವುಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಆಳವಾಗಿ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕೋದಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಚಟಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಗುಣಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಳ್ಳೆತನ, ಈ ಜಾಗೃತ ಭಾವ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಅದನ್ನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಂಖಾರವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಜ್ಞೆಯಿಂದ ನೋಡುವುದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬೇರೆ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಅದೇ ಶಾರ್ಟ್, ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ಅದೇ. ಇವಾಗ ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅದೇ ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳಿಸೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಎಂಡ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಹಿಯರ್.